Let it vibe real quick. Look. The city eyes, it's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls till you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times two. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Beers taste sweet, told him make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope fell. Java, come on, man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evanston.
Shalom Israel. We're gonna get ready in a second.
Because I'm willing to fight against drug dealers if they Muslim, if they Christian, if they atheist, if they Buddhist, if they shooting black men, guess what? I'm gonna say something about it. Because you know why? Just like you ain't gonna, like your boy said, it ain't gonna happen. Guess what? I'm not letting nobody sell you drugs without me saying that. I'm not gonna do it. You know why? Because even though I don't know you, guess what?
find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues, call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good record. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how did you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord? Got a tongue like a two-edged sword with a style that they might just record. The only thing equal is the curse for the wicked and the righteous reward. Have mercy on the men that don't see it, separated from the tares. Now on my prayers and it's so be it. A rebel, take the world by word of mouth. UPK, we the rebels that you heard about. Yeah. And it ain't gonna stop till 100 virgins in the house and I'm handing verdicts out. Get rank, you ain't heard a clout without a shadow of a doubt. These devils hitting licks off us. Fuck the bank, I'm about to stone the pocket ticket office. Can't sweet talk us, cannot stop us. And plus I know the feds watch us. Telling people that they church full of witch doctors. Put us in prison, they stockpile us. Meanwhile, UPK turning rebels into rock wallers. In league with mighty men, and now I understand things that never truly made sense. Like why I'm crying at this funeral for a criminal, knowing he ain't innocent. It's fucked up, but my boot shine, standing between two priests, about to blaze on their ass, call it tough love. Look out for niggas just club and wouldn't touch a white bitch with OJ's black gloves. Father, forgive me for my error. I'm forever by your side. Clean and purge me of all my flaws. This the reason I'm alive. Thank God for this truth, cause for a long time was a rebel without a cause.
Look, man, first time I met Commander Junior Hunter, man, hit 3807.
Rebel without a
I
cause.
had my little daughter with me. Opened the door, he was dropping the truth for me and all that.
Rebel
He said,
without a
yeah,
cause.
man, you know, you do your time. We taking the mountains, training in hand-to-hand combat.
Rebel without
I said,
a cause.
oh, yeah.
This the reason I'm
Shine me
alive.
up,
Thank
nigga.
God for this truth, cause for a long time was a rebel without a cause.
You cannot whoop us. We're already dead. We're already beaten down. We've been beaten down for 400 years. We already got the wounds inside and outside our bodies. How you gonna hurt us? You cannot threaten us. You cannot frighten us. We live in the most frightening places, under the most frightening conditions. We are immune to fear. We are immune to harm. You see what I'm saying? You have stepped into a cesspool. You're the only one gonna get infected.
All right, Shalom, Yahabashim, Yahshabak Thumb to all the brothers. Shalom, Yahshima, Latham Bashim, Shai to all the sisters. Let me know if you guys can hear me. You know what I'm saying? Once again, you know what I'm saying? This is the ICBK Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, right? Under Commander Jerry Han. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I'm priest and officer of Mataza out here in Arizona, right? Teaching the brotherhood class. You know what I'm saying? And we have classes from Tuesday through Friday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at 121. It's like 12416 North 28th Drive, Phoenix, Arizona. The area code is 85029 Suite 9. That's like Suite 4. And on Sundays, like a Saturdays, we have the Sabbath services, you know what I'm saying, from 10 p.m. so like 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. right? Where Con And also too, if you guys haven't seen it, right? Uh, Captain Tazariak over here uh, debating this white supremacist, right? Who calls himself a Christian or a Catholic Christian or something like that, right? Man, he's saying that devil saying the most idiotic, you know what I'm saying, things, right? But like I said, it's on Cross the Line, right? So if anybody, you know what I'm saying, is aware with Cross the Line or not, right? It's on YouTube, right? Go to Cross the Line and hit that like and subscribe, right? Also, too, don't forget to subscribe to Commander Johanna's um, radio show, right? Black Watch, right? As well as Let a Hebrew Speak, um, as well as Ask Ye the Prophets. You know what I'm saying? Like all these, you know what I'm saying? All these truth is, right? All these La Pura Neta, right? Um, uh, we got a radio show also, right? A podcast that we bring out um issues within our communities, right? There's a lot of news that doesn't get out about the so-called Mexicans, and in La Pura Neta, we'll talk about them. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about the issues that nobody really is focused on, right? As well as, you know what I'm saying, in all these other platforms, right? And I recommend every brother, you know what I'm saying, subscribe and make sure you hit that notification so when brothers, right, go live, y'all you can, you know what I'm saying, you can comment and tune in, you know what I'm saying, so you can understand and hear what's going on around our people, right? But today's topic, as we all know, Kanye, right? um Kanye, right? Kanye talking about how bringing out basically the same thing that we've been teaching since 1969, right? Since before, you know what I'm saying, uh Deontay Wilder, before, you know what I'm saying, before all everything that you've heard, all these propaganda of celebrities talking about the truth, but don't have the spirit behind it, right? They talk, yes, they say the truth about blacks and Hispanics, right, being God's chosen people, but they won't do the work that the men under Commander Jerry Hunter are doing, which is prophesying, right? Teaching our people about who they are, not only that, but about what we need to do, right? What we need to do in order to return back to the Lord, right? To keep these commandments, to be brotherly one to another, to prefer one another, right? Like we see all these other nations preferring one another and it benefits them, but when it comes to us, it's like you are not allowed. You know what I'm saying? You're you know what I'm saying, you're not allowed to do that, right? We and not only that, but it's like so many of us, um right, so many within our communities, our people, our religious leaders, we have they have misled us, right? They have misled us. They have led us to a different path of what the Lord required of us, right? Let's get Deuteronomy 13 and verse 1, right? Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 13, verse 1 says, if there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, right? Once again, a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder come to pass, thereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams. The Lord your God proveth you to know whether ye love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Right? And with what happened with Martin Luther King, right? And in his speech on, what I'm saying, integrating our people into white society is what destroyed us and is what has us working like slaves. Not only that, but we don't we have no, how would I say, we don't have no protection, right? It basically loosened the barrier of protecting our people from an enemy that we can see from a mile away, right? Because now you are integrating your people into, or you're convincing and teaching and telling your people that what, that we should come together, the children of having a dream of the children of slaves and the children of slave owners, right? Coming together and sitting in the table of brotherhood and saying that I have a dream, what I'm saying, consistently, like if it's a commercial, right? To Black America, to tell us how we should love one another, right? Meaning love our oppressor, right? How we should come together and sing kumbaya and forget about the lynchings, forget about the slavery, forget about everything that they have done to us, and just sit down and and hug it out and hold hands, and you know what I'm saying, and love one another. When that is telling our people that it's okay to get hurt, it's okay that the oppressor hates you, but you should love him. It's okay that the oppressor wants to kill you, and you should let him. That's what that dreamer of dream did to us. You know what I'm saying? And if you are not, you know what I'm saying, and if you're not, and if you don't follow Christ, that's what you will teach your people, because Christ did not teach integration. You know what I'm saying? Christ taught us to be segregated. You know what I'm saying? Christ taught us to be apart, to be holy, right? Once again, another word that gets tossed around so much from the Christian church and doesn't really understand, really doesn't fully understand what that word means, right? Holy, right? To be holy means to be what? Separate, right? To be pure, to keep something pure. How do you keep something clean? How do you keep something pure, clean? You know what I'm saying? Innocent is separating that from all filth, right? From all these other gods, from all these other heathens, from all these other nations, right? Because when the children of God mingle with these other nations, we start to love their customs, their vain customs, rather than our own, right? And it happened all throughout history, which is what I'm about to break down, right? And but just to give you a good example, right? Let me get Matthews, right? Of how Christ did not want us to all be together, right? Let's get Matthews, Book of Matthews, chapter 5, right? Book of Matthews, chapter 5. So I can. chapter 10, verse 5 says, "These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather," right? But, right? Christ just told the disciples what places not to hit, right? Don't hit this spot, right? Don't go to this spot. Why? Because that spot is where the Gentiles are. That spot is where the Samaritans are, right? And then he says and follows it up with, but go rather. Look, don't hit those spots, but I want you to hit these spots instead, right? But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? He says to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Why is he saying lost sheep? Why is he calling Israel lost sheep? Because just like Kanye and everybody else, you know what I'm saying, just like everybody else in the world, right? We don't understand. We are at loss of our identity, right? And Kanye, you know what I'm saying, realizing that, okay, you know what I'm saying, we are the true Jews, right? Talking about how we are the real Jews is good, but not good enough, right? It's good, but not good enough, right? He needs to come in here. He needs to be under Commander Jerry Hunter in order to do some good, some more work, some better work, right? Because just saying, you know what I'm saying, we are Jews, that ain't gonna go far, right? But being under the order of Christ, of Commander Jerry Hanna, is going to show, you know what I'm saying, it's going to tell everybody what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? It's going to let everybody, it's going to let the world know, not only the world, but it's going to let our people know what we need to do. How do we return back to our laws, statutes, and commandments? You know what I'm saying? Because we could be in the world and you see it all the time. You know what I'm saying? You see it all the time, claiming how, you know what I'm saying, we love God, we love, you know what I'm saying, Christ. And then at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, in between sessions in your slavery, right? Taking that 15-minute break, you're smoking cigarettes, you're smoking weed, right? You know what I'm saying? You're doing all types of filth, right? And you're not doing what the Lord, you know what I'm saying, is telling us, is has ordered Israel to do, right? Because anybody could claim to be a Jew, right? But the thing is that there's a way we live, right? There's a way that we live. There's a way, there's a certain way we conduct ourselves with one another, right? That's why we say to separate ourselves from America, because we wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying, we wouldn't be killing each other. We wouldn't be oppressing each other the way our oppressor has us, right? And most of the things that we've, you know what I'm saying, adopted, right, comes from most of the things that we adopted in the world comes from our oppressor, right? Like the way, you know what I'm saying, we hate on one another, the way we look at each other and look at, you know what I'm saying, oh, because he's lighter than me, you know what I'm saying, I'm a beef with him. Or because, you know what I'm saying, he's not with, you know what I'm saying, he doesn't speak English, you know what I'm saying, he's evil or he's wrong. He shouldn't be here, right? Or he's taking all of our jobs, stuff like that, right? Which is, you know what I'm saying, dumb, right? But all these, you know what I'm saying, that spirit, you get that from our oppressor, man, because you love their gods, their images, right? You love their images and their culture, you know what I'm saying? And their, you know what I'm saying? Everything that has to do with them, you join, right? And it backfires on us. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't help us, right? It helps you because why? Because you're selfish. It helps you because why? Because you want to be next to that white girl. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to what? Celebrate Christmas. Because what? Because you want to go out trick or treating and you know what I'm saying? And give candy or get candy and you know what I'm saying? Uh, I really don't know, right? But you it benefits you because you want to be selfish and it gives and it allows you to do what you want to do, which is satisfy your flesh, right? But joining your people is going to be hard. Joining your people is going to be rough because then you're going to get canceled. Then you're going to get fired for kneeling. 6 years later, you still don't have a job. 6 years later, everybody forgot about you. You know what I'm saying? Like Kaepernick, you know what I'm saying, kneeled for the flag, got fired, and was never given a job back. But Jay-Z comes in and then makes a deal with, you know what I'm saying, NFL, and then now he quiets the roars, the anger, the frustration of the people to satisfy the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z don't do nothing, right? And all that really did was just put our people in that deep sleep. You know what I'm saying? Because they wanted that dreamer of dreams. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to join with the other nations, right? But going back to what Christ said, right? But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? Like, like the thing about this is that, right? Christians want to join everyone, but Christ came for only one specific people, which is God's chosen people, and that's very important because to find to hear that Christ only came for God's chosen people is like, okay, now we got to figure out who God's chosen people are, right? Because everybody claims to say they are, you know what I'm saying? They you know what I'm saying? Everybody claims the most everybody claims Christ in the name of God and everybody claims to be this, right? But when it comes down, who are God's chosen people, right? Who is Israel, right? Let's go let's go to Revelations, right? Let's go to Revelations 1 and 9. It's like 2 and 9, right? Book of Revelations, chapter 2, verse 9 says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, right? I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Now, real quick, right? Why would anybody claim to be a Jew but are not, right? Like, for instance, right? We all know, like, for instance, like, I remember when I first started coming into the truth and I started wearing my shield, it's like the first thing that they always asked is, were you born over there? Or have you ever visited? It's like, so because of how society, you know what I'm saying, has formed, you know what I'm saying, ethnic, right? That you have to be born in that country to be that nationality. Like, you have to be born in China to be Chinese. You know what I'm saying? You have to be born in Russia to be Russian. That's not what that means, man. Right? And the way the world thinks is dumb. You know what I'm saying? It's simple, right? They're simple minded, right? But the way the Most High thinks is different, right? Now, there are Jews that claim that they are Jews. It's like there are Jews that claim to be Jews but are not, right? And Christ said it's a blasphemy. Blasphemy meaning a filthy, wicked lie. You know what I'm saying? Like like you gotta go low. You know what I'm saying? And that's how these devils do. This is how these devils work. They go low. You know what I'm saying? They go so low as far as to claim something that is yours or claim something that is not theirs. You know what I'm saying? And and it's been like that since, you know what I'm saying, since Genesis. You know what I'm saying? Since the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how he lives. You know what I'm saying? He lives in a low state. You know what I'm saying? He's just so base, right? He's so low. He would do anything, right? To to have a power. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be taking the identity of God's chosen people, or you know what I'm saying, deceiving you and telling you that that's not who you are, and telling you that that you can never be a Jew, you can never be an Israelite. No, you a Mexican can never be an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Mexican can never be a the one of the greatest things, you know what I'm saying, to ever claim, which is God's chosen people, right? And it's written all throughout the Bible, right? All throughout the Bible, it's talking about a special people who are above all these other people, right? Throughout the Bible, you're gonna see these people are greater than these other nations. And when you go to the Christian church, what does that what does the Christian church tell you? You know what I'm saying? What does the Christian church ever tell our what is the Christian church teaching our people or telling our people? That we're what? We're Gentiles. We're nothing greater. You know what I'm saying? We're just Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? We're just Mexicans. We're Catholics. We're Christians. And that's you know what I'm saying? But that's wrong, man. That's why Christ said that we are what? Lost sheep. We don't know who we are. We claim our identity through our religion. You know what I'm saying? We claim our identity through our religion, through whatever country, Mexican American, you know what I'm saying? Like Salvadorian, Puerto Rican, Guatemala, Venezuela. We claim all these, you know what I'm saying? All these terrenos, pero la verdad no nosotros somos los escogidos de Dios, right? Y eso es muy importante de saber, right? Es muy importante que nuestra gente sepa que Dios los escogió a nosotros. Y nosotros no escogimos a Dios, pero Él los escogió a nosotros. Y Él tuvo un pacto con nuestro padre, Abraham, Isaac y Jacob, de que nosotros íbamos a tener un pacto que nunca se iba a acabar. The Most High didn't choose us, but we didn't choose the Most High, but the Most High chose us, and He made a pact with our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and that pact should be kept through all our generations. You know what I'm saying? But now, because of these devils, it's like we were forced to not keep our traditions, right? We were forced to give up the name of Israel or the seal of Zion, right? Let's get let's get Second Esdras chapter 10 verse 23 says, "And which is the greatest of all the seal of Zion?" It's like, "And which is the greatest of all the seal of Zion hath now lost her honor, for she is delivered unto the hands of them that hate us." And guess what, Kanye West? The Jewish, they hate you. You know what I'm saying? They hate you. And guess what? They claim our seal, right? They claim our identity, right? But you know what you should do? You shouldn't, you know what I'm saying? What you should do is you should fight to get into these classes, man. You should fight to get into these doors, to get with your brothers, the so-called Mexicans. Instead of donating your shoes to some sticking African, why don't you help the Salvadorians, the Native Americans in the res? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna lose a lot, right? You're gonna lose a lot for claiming your true identity. And Kanye West is the perfect example. And these brothers have lost a lot too, right? Kanye West ain't nothing different, but these brothers have lost a lot too, right? Brothers have lost their family members, their children's, their you know what I'm saying? Their loved ones, like come on, man. Like Kanye West is gonna lose material, you know what I'm saying? Something that can easily be replaced. But these brothers lost, you know what I'm saying? Something that's you know what I'm saying, more valuable, right? And guess what? They stand strong in this truth, man. They give up all that. They'll give up everything to be with Christ, man. And guess what? You're gonna have to prepare yourself for that day. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I could say about to Kanye is that just get ready, man, because this is not, you know what I'm saying? this is I'm laughing because I'm like thinking, because I remember him hearing him say, uh um I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas will not basically will not, you know what I'm saying, will still continue to work with him. And then boom, coming to find out, Adidas does not want to work with you no more. Like, you see what he's doing? He's proud. He's not seasoned in this, man. And guess what? What Kanye's gonna go through is that he's gonna have to do one or two things, man. He's either gonna keep on fighting fire with fire. He's going to either keep on the same path as he's going, keep, you know what I'm saying, keep talking about the truth in all these platforms, because you know what I'm saying, he has a name and everybody looks up to him, right? But he's not, like I say, he's not gonna go so far with that, because you're gonna have to be it's gonna take a certain man to follow up with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna prove it right now, right? Let's get let's get let's get Maccabees, man. right? Ooh. All right, let's get Maccabees. We'll start right here, right? Let's get Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11. Right. For Book of Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11 says, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, once again, for since we departed from them, right? Look, you were making a lot of music for them, right? You were making a lot of music for them. And now you want to depart from them, right? It says, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. And now look, you're going to get sad. Why? Because you're losing your millions. You're losing stocks. You're losing, you know what I'm saying? You're losing all, you know what I'm saying, a bunch of property value. You're losing everything, right? Anything that has to do with wealth, you're going to lose it. Why? Because, you know what I'm saying? You going to you gonna fight, you know what I'm saying, this devil, right? That claims to be a Jew, right? And you gonna tell our people to wake up, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna do a work that Christ has taught us to prepare. You know what I'm saying? And Christ taught us to to be ready for, right? Be ready because you're gonna have enemies on all sides, man. And right now, I'm telling you, man, you're gonna have the biggest enemy, right? And the biggest enemy sometimes is gonna be yourself, right? I'm gonna say that one more time. The biggest enemy sometimes is gonna be yourself. Why? Because as you're losing all these things, right? Yours, you know what I'm saying? You yourself is going to try to convince you to just yield, just compromise. You know what I'm saying? Look, you know what I'm saying? It's not looking so good. It's not looking so good. Like just give them what they want. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are going to try to convince you on that side too. Just give them what they want. Just say what they want. What they want you to. You know what I'm saying? Just tell them what they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Just apologize. Like who? Who knows who was going through the same thing and had to apologize, had to cry in front of a fake ass, you know what I'm saying? It's like a fake Jew. Who? I mean, like this same scenario happened to someone, man. Nick Cannon, right? Nick Cannon. It happened to Nick Cannon, and guess what? Nick Cannon seen that he was nothing without, you know what I'm saying, without feed, you know what I'm saying, without eating off of the crumbs that fall from the master's table, and he's seen that he's gonna starve if he can't be on his lap. If he can't, you know what I'm saying, if he can't be his puppet. If he can't, you know what I'm saying, he want, like, he'll rather have someone pull strings on him than be his own, you know what I'm saying, ruler of his own thoughts, his own voice, his own identity, right? Instead of, like, and that's the thing, man, that the oppressor will turn you into a coward, and you're gonna see a lot of cowards say that they, you know what I'm saying, look strong in the beginning, but at the end, it's all about what they need, about what they want. It's all about them. It's not about, oh, our people. Our people need to know that we are the real Jews. our people, or like Deontay Wilder. Well, your people, you know your people, they're your people too. You know what I'm saying? For over 400 years. It's like they've been killing us for over 400 years. You know this, man. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? Talking to another, uh, uh, um, uh, and what do you call him? Friggin' another brother. You know what I'm saying? Another brother telling him that he should know because Wilder was talking about um our people. You know what I'm saying? Our people been suffering because of that fight, that gypsy. Well, I forget his name, but that white. You know what I'm saying? That white man. Um, he was going through some hard times. Lost weight, gave up drugs, gave up alcohol, gave up a lot of things, and basically, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people were making his story sad, and Wilder was like, well, our like I'm not fitting to that BS. Why? Because our people been going through a lot. Like we got a story to tell too. Like we've been going through a lot. They want to talk about their trauma and their, you know what I'm saying, their tragedies. What about ours? And that's when, you know what I'm saying, he was telling the reporter, and the reporter was like, well, what do you mean by us? Or it's like, what do you mean by your people? That's what he said. What do you mean by your people? And he's like, and he got mad. He was like, they're your people too. They're your people too. What do you mean? What do you mean? Mine. They're your people too. You should know. You should know. That's all he was saying. He really saying he really wasn't saying much. And then at the end of the fight, you know what I'm saying, they hugged it out. You know what I'm saying, they kissed. You know, they did everything right. They got they integrated. I'm gonna say it like that, right? They integrated in that hug, right? In that ring, they integrated, right? So all that pain, all that trauma, all that, you know what I'm saying, all that pain, all that blood that was spilled, you know what I'm saying? All everything that happened to our people was just out the door. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make peace with what? He said what? Uh, uh um Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. You know, well, let me make peace with them. Let me make, you know what I'm saying? And that's the problem, man. You can't make peace with, you know what I'm saying, no devil. And that's and our people should not look for hope in these idols, in these stars, or in these, you know what I'm saying, these celebrities, right? We shouldn't look for hope in them. Why? Because they're not they're not who the Most High chose, right? I'm gonna just leave it. I'm gonna say it like that, right? They're not who the Most High chose to lead our people, right? There's always gonna be a leader of Israel, right? In every generation, in every time, there was a leader for our people, right? And in this time, the Most High has chosen Commander Johanna to lead, right? That's what I said, man. If you really want to do some, you know what I'm saying, some, if you really want to make some heavy hits, well, you're gonna have to get under Commander Johanna, because other than that, you're not gonna go nowhere with that. You know what I'm saying? With every, you know what I'm saying, going from interview to interview. You know what I'm saying? The more interviews you have, the more the oppressor is gonna try to dry you out. You know what I'm saying? It's going and social media and all this, right? I hear Kanye West can't even he has no access to social media anymore. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've been hearing. So how you know what I'm saying, what are you gonna do? I mean, anytime we talk about, you know what I'm saying, the oppressor, our 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 channels get shut down. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no sweat. We make another one, right? Like I said, man, like it's gonna take a specific man to do the work that needs to be done to help our people out of this captivity. You know what I'm saying? To wake them up from this captivity and and teach them that there's a bigger purpose than just being a slave in America, than just being a slave, than just saying yes, master, yes, master. You know what I'm saying? Instead of taking, you know what I'm saying, everything that the oppressor gives you, why don't you just question it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't you just question why do we celebrate Thanksgiving every day? You know what I'm saying? Every year. What is Thanksgiving about? What is Halloween about? What is any of these holidays about? Like, what are we doing? Every year, same BS. Like, and our people get murdered in the streets, and our people still love you. You know what I'm saying? We get no justice, but we still love you. How is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? How does that even make sense? Like, what are we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like we're running in circles, and it's like we haven't looked at our mistakes. You know what I'm saying? We haven't looked back at our mistakes and seen that, okay, you know what I'm saying? Maybe integrating into this society, into their society, it really didn't do much for us. But in actuality, it did a lot more for them. And what do we need to do? How do we get back to, you know what I'm saying, where we need to be? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we go back to that where our people are doing better, right? Because as far as you see, like every other nation does good when they're by themselves. Every nation. And not only that, but every nation has a kingdom established. And where's ours? Right? Where's ours? Like, you think you're gonna set up a kingdom in that corner selling dope? Then you're gonna do, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna build up an empire selling crack to a child or to a pregnant woman. I mean, what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? That's it, man. You're gonna have to do better than just, you know what I'm saying, talk about this. Cause and like I said, man, and coming into the school and being seasoned in the school will teach you a couple of things, because it's like this is nothing new. Like what Kanye West is doing is nothing new. Like you see a bunch of celebrities doing this over and over and over, and it really like it's not gonna do anything. You know what I'm saying? Because there's gonna be a lot of fake Israelite groups out there. They're gonna be like, oh, our people is our people are gonna finally wake up. You know what I'm saying? Kanye West is doing it. Nah, man, Kanye West ain't doing shit. Commander Jerry Hunter is doing it. You know what I'm saying? These captains, these captains, these officers, the sisters are doing it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, brothers in the ISUPK are putting in work, man, day in and day out. You know what I'm saying? All day, every, you know what I'm saying? We going to the reservations. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you know what I'm saying? UPK the res. You know what I'm saying? Slack if I'm saying it wrong. I'm gonna look it up real quick. You know what I'm saying? Over there, donating to the brothers in the reservations, right? Some clothes. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm telling you, man, we do the work that your religious leaders should be doing. You know what I'm saying? We do the work that your religious leaders should be doing, right? While everybody forgets about the Native Americans and is going overseas to feed Africa and their, you know what I'm saying, their people, guess what? We're gonna feed our people because our people are in the hood. Our people are in the slums. Our people in the barrios. Our people in the ghettos. Our people are in los ranchos. Our people are in, you know what I'm saying? Our people are in los pueblos. Our people are in the reservations, man. Nuestra gente están destruidos, man. Porque no tienen conocimiento de su historia, de su cultura, ¿verdad? Y no es solo ser mexicano, ¿verdad? Mexicano nomás es nomás, ser mexicano tiene su límite, ¿verdad? Pero ser hijo de Dios no tiene límite, man. ¿Por qué? Porque la tierra en donde, donde tus pies tocan, esa tierra es tuya. Pero ser mexicano es nomás, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, claiming to be Mexican doesn't get you nowhere, man. Why? Because, I mean, you're going to be worshiping Virgin Mary and you know what I'm saying? And all these idols and destroying your people even more with these false, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Idols, vain customs. No te va a servir para nada. But, you know what I'm saying? But coming back, right? Coming back to the Lord and living like like a priest, living like a holy nation. You know what I'm saying? Is what's gonna help you, man. Is what's gonna help us, man. Right? This is what's gonna keep us up there. Right? I'm gonna skip down on First Maccabees, right? First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 41 says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom, and all should be one people. Right? What's that sound like? Like America, right? Wrote to his people. It's like wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. Much like they do today. Look, same thing they're doing in America, man. Same thing, right? It says, it says that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. Once again, to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And that's what we did, man. We forgot our law, and what did we change? We changed everything. We changed not only from worshiping our Lord, but our dietary, right? Our our high holy days, our Sabbath, our our tongue, everything, everything, like to the point where it's like I'm a Catholic, I'm a Christian, I'm a, you know what I'm saying, I'm a Mexican, or I'm a Salvadorian. You know what I'm saying? I'm black. You know what I'm saying? I'm black. I'm native. I'm First Nation, right? I'm 5% this, 5% that. I'm 30% Russian and 10% Mexican and other 40% Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? All this going. You know what I'm saying? Doing all a bunch of, right. Like, we go to the lowest, to the point where it's like we forgot our law and what we were supposed to be doing and how were we supposed to be taking care of one another, right? And you see how the law benefits us? Just look at the Jews. They work amongst themselves and they what? They build up their communities to the point where it's like they don't call, you know what I'm saying? They have their own police force in their community. But what do we have? We have an oppressor, a devil that we have to call that hates us, right? Like it said, right? Our seal is given to them that hate us. And guess what? We call them and they come and murder us. We call them for help and they just bring stress, strife. You know what I'm saying? They bring pain and they leave with satisfaction. You know what I'm saying? They leave with pleasure. They leave with, you know what I'm saying, pride. The pride of I'm better than you. You know what I'm saying? My people are better than you. Our people think how evil, how wrong. Let me let us both sit together and see how we can solve this issue. Oh, Zephaniah 2:1, gather yourselves together, O nation I desired, man. We need to separate ourselves and join together with our people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Sit down and we work and talk the shit out. You know what I'm saying? We could do this. I mean, like listening to Captain Tazariak and hearing how like everything that we done for America, America wouldn't stand without it. Like without us, we could do 10 times greater. I mean, look at what Blackstreet was before it got bombed, and look at what on the other side of Blackstreet was, right? White people suffering, but us in the time of you know what I'm saying, a great depression, we were perfectly fine, and we could do the same thing, man. We could do 10, like I said, man. We are better than these other nations, man. And not only that, but we got the Most High with us, right? We got the Most High on our side, right? We got the Most High fighting for us, right? If we go to war, the Most High will be with us, right? If we go to war, the Most High will be with us, and no nation can stand, right? Let's get that real quick, right? Let's get Judith, right? The book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 20. It says, "Now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them." Right? Like, you don't understand. Like, these nations know how to fight with us, right? They know, like, they understand the power that we hold, right? And the power that we hold, if we are in one accord with the Most High, then that power will stick by us. That power will stay with us. But if we disobey, right? Like I said, and if they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up and we shall overcome them, right? Verse 21 says, "But if there be no iniquity in their nation," right? If there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord, right? Lest their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we be a reproach before all the world. And I'm telling you, it's that day is coming. That day is coming. Slack. Give me a second. Slack. Like I said, man, that day is coming. That day is coming where America is gonna be a reproach, right? Where everybody's gonna be like, damn, these people, America, the greatest nation, right? An army of, thousands and thousands, millions, right? With all these weapons and everything, so great that they even had an army in space, has fallen down, all by the hands, right, of their God, right, for having his children in bondage. Like, this is gonna be, right, the reproach of America, just like it happened during Egypt, right? And that's another thing that you need to understand too, is that without the Most High's say so, nothing nothing in this world can be, you know what I'm saying, not like, without the Most High say so, you can't do nothing, right? You can't work. You have no power without the Most High. That's what I'm trying to get at, right? The Most High is the ruler of all things, right? Good and evil, right? Like, he can give you good, he could bless you, or he can curse you, right? The problem is how long or how far, right, are you willing to, you know what I'm saying, endure, right? Like, you don't, like I said, man, you're gonna have to endure. You're gonna have to prove yourself worthy, right? And guess what? We will have to prove ourselves worthy, man. Right? Let's drop that. Like, is there one? Nah, that's it. That's it. Let's go back to Maccabees. Let's get Maccabees. All right, so Salakia. Maccabees, right? One in 60, it says, at which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had cursed their children, that had caused their children to be circumcised, and they hanged the infants by their necks and rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them. Howbeit, many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing. Wherefore they choose rather to die than they might not be defiled with meats, and that they might not profane the holy covenant, so that they so that they so like so then they died, and there was very great wrath upon Israel. Right, now let's get to uh chapter 2 verse let's start at, where should we go? Let's start at 17. Right, 2 and 17 says, the book of Maccabees, it says, then answered the king's officers and said to Matthias, on this wise thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in this city, and strengthened with sons and brethren. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done, yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remnant at Jerusalem. So shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards. Ah, you know what I'm saying? Matthias, right, was being told, basically, you know what I'm saying, basically told to do what the king commanded everybody in Israel to do, which is to, you know what I'm saying, to leave our laws and to follow the law of, you know what I'm saying, Antiochus, right? Basically, leave our laws behind, right? And to do according to the king, right? And much like today, like I said, man, everything you see in America is in a resemblance to every empire, anything, every every bondage that we've been in, right? Every captivity that we served under, America has tried to build their uh, um, resemble their how would I put it? Their man, their oppression, right, against the children of Israel. It says, verse 19 says, or what was that? Verse 19 says, and Matthias answered and spake with a loud voice, though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him and fall away every one from the religion of their fathers and give consent to his commandments, yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers. God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances. We will not hearken to the king's words to go from our religion, either on the right hand or the left. Now, when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar, which was molded according to the king's commandment. Which thing, when Matthias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled with Slaget, trembled, neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar. And man, and like as Matthias finished saying, you know what I'm saying? This powerful speech, man. You know what I'm saying? This powerful speech that should have motivated all of Israel to their ground, stand their ground and to listen to the Most High rather than to some man, some, you know what I'm saying, filthy, disgusting man, right? Heathen at that. Matthias gave this beautiful speech, and it's like all that was shut down. Well, not really, right? It wasn't shut down, right? But this coward, this disgusting bastard, right, try to shut that down by doing what that king did, told him to do, which was what? To eat that swine's flesh, right? And then Matthias having some was what did he say? What did he say? Inflamed with zeal, right? He, you know what I'm saying? He slew this cat. You know what I'm saying? He slew him on the altar. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like dead and gone. Like that's it. And any of them and you know what? Let's go to the other part. It says also the king's commissioner, who he compelled men to sacrifice, he killed at the time, and the altar he pulled down. Not only did he kill this cat, but he killed the commissioner, right? The messenger. He killed the brother that was doing this, you know what I'm saying? Filthy, disgusting thing. And then he killed the messenger that was telling everybody else to do the same thing. And not only that, but he also pulled down the altar, right? Which was, you know what I'm saying, zealous. Which was, you know what I'm saying? It was what he did was right. You know what I'm saying? Thus deal he zealously for the law of God, like the like as Phineas did unto Zabri, the son of Salom, and Matthias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me. So he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that ever they had in the city. Right? And if you go into like this is like one of the greatest stories right here, man. Like we read this almost every day of Hanukkah, right? Because like a day of dedication because of what these brothers did. Not only that, but like you know what I'm saying, rebuilding the taking back our temple, like man. But anyways, like I said, like this, what you see happening here is the same thing that's happening. You know what I'm saying in this present time, right? In the sense that we are not allowed to what to claim to you know what I'm saying claim the like you could be like I said like you know what I'm saying you could America would tell you you could be whatever you want to be. You know what I'm saying? You got the freedom to you got the freedom of religion. You know what I'm saying? Freedom of choice and like you could be anything. You could even be a homosexual. You know what I'm saying? You could be anything. You could if you're a boy, you could be a girl. If you're a girl, you could be a boy. You could be anything. Like literally anything. Except except to claim your true identity. You can never claim that. You can't claim to be a an Israelite. You can't say that. That is whoa, buddy, my friend, right? You're going over the line. You can't say that. That's something you cannot say. You know what? If you continue like this, we're gonna have to cut you. We're gonna have to take away, you know what I'm saying, certain things. For one, you're not gonna be working with us, and two, we're gonna stop, you know what I'm saying, supporting you. Guess what? It's happening to Jay Z. Jay Z right now is going through it. It's like it, Jay Z. Kanye, Kanye is right now, right? He's going through it, man. He's going through it. Let's get let's get let's get James. Is it James? John. John 4. Let's get John 4 and 22. And it says, Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. Right? I'm gonna read back a little bit, right? For some context. Uh it says, verse 20 says, Our fathers worshipped in this mountain, right? That in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship, right? Like this woman over here saying, all right, this what was it, Samaritan? It was Samaritan, but it was a white devil, right? It was this devil, right? And she was telling Christ, Our fathers worshipped in this mountain, right? And ye say, In Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Yahweh Shai said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither worship this mountain, nor yet at Jerusalem. Ye worship the Father. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. You want to talk about how you and your fathers worship in this mountain. Well, let me tell you something. You don't even know what you worshiping, right? But we know something. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna break it down for you, right? Salvation is not for everyone. It's for us, not for you, right? You claim to be a Samaritan, right? You claim to be a what? A Samaritan, right? You claim to be the people of this land, but really, you're just an imposter, right? You're just an imposter. You're just a wannabe, right? You're a culture vulture and you're a wannabe. You don't know what you're worshiping, right? You don't know what you're, you know what I'm saying? You don't even know how to speak the real authentic, right? Holy tongue, the Lashawan Kadash, right? You can't even speak real Hebrew, man. You know what you speak? Yiddish. Yiddish that you integrated with you blend in with German and Russian and some Hebrew, right? But it's all really uh, uh, um, a mixture of the other side of your culture, right? It's just a mixture of your culture trying to blend it with ours, and it's really fake and it's really nothing. It's worthless. You know what I'm saying? That's all Yiddish is, man. You know what I'm saying? In a nutshell. But the hour cometh now Slocky. We're gonna drop that. Let's get let's get Matthews. Let's get Matthews chapter 15, verse 24. Right. Well, let's get 21. Then Yahushua went thence and departed into the coast of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. The daughter is, it's like my daughter is it's like grievously vexed with a devil. But he answered her not a word. Man, this woman came to Christ, right? Talking about having mercy on her, right? Asking for mercy, really, right? Asking for mercy for her daughter. But as Christ thinking, as Christians put the image of Christ, I thought, you know what I'm saying, you would think that Christ would automatically, you know what I'm saying, try and help her, try to see what's wrong, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Seeing that he's a sweet, as white people say, a nice fellow. You know what I'm saying? But nah, Christ said what? But he answered her not a word. He didn't say nothing to her, right? And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she crieth after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Christ didn't say nothing, but he did say one thing. I'm not sent for you. I'm not sent for you or your people. Right? You or your daughter. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sent for you. What you say? I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Once again, lost sheep, right? And we are lost, right? We are lost because of our religious leaders, right? And because of our religion and because of our religious leaders, we became vulnerable to every other nation, right? We become vulnerable to every other nation because they get to what? Devour us. They get to lie to us. They get to murder us, and we get no justice, right? We get no justice. We get no, you know what I'm saying? No sort of peace. We get no help, right? And we look up to these religious leaders and they tell us, you know what I'm saying? They basically sing the same old song, man. Oh, you just gotta pray harder. Oh, you just gotta have faith. You gotta have faith, like they even know what that is. And they don't do nothing, man. Right? They don't do nothing. Telling us about having faith. Faith for what? In their eyes, their faith is, oh, you just gotta stand strong, what is it, that million man march, where brothers were getting beat with the nightstick and basically getting bit by the dogs, getting hosed down by the fire, the firefighters. You know what I'm saying? Getting, like, you know what I'm saying, all these basically getting a real, just getting slapped in the face and turning the other cheek, like doing nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just the abuse, taking the abuse and looking like it's my fault. You know what I'm saying? Looking like it's their fault, and let me just not anger him anymore. That's man. That's a slave. Like I said, man, that's a slave mentality that we've gained, that we've gained from this devil. That we don't look for a better solutions, right? Once again, also coming from your religious leaders, lying and deceiving. You know what I'm saying? Not only disgusting dogs, man, dogs that do not bark, right? Verse 25 says, "Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, It is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs." What an insult. You know what I'm saying? What an insult. And guess what? And Christians, when you tell her, well, Christ cussed. Christ, you know what I'm saying? He cussed. Because they look at us and hear the way we speak, and it's like, oh, you shouldn't be talking like that. And you're holding the Bible? You shouldn't be speaking like that. And you call yourself a prophet? Da 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 da. Christ, being the highest priest, told this woman that you and your daughter are nothing but bees. You know what I'm saying? Bitches. You know what I'm saying? It is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs. What's a female dog? First of all, he knew they were female, right? He knew they were female and called them dogs. What's a female dog in today's term? A bitch. You know what I'm saying? A bitch. That's what Christ called her. You guys are dogs. You and your daughter, right? It is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs. And she said, Truth, Lord, the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from the master's table. Then Yahushua answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee, even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. Why did Christ help this woman? Christ helped this devil because she understood her place. She understood that she was a dog and didn't disagree. As a matter of fact, it's like you can't even argue with that. She said, well, first Christ said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it into dogs. And then she replied and said, yes. You know what I'm saying? Truth. Like, I'll accept I am a dog, but if it be so, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we still gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? But we eat the crumbs that fall from the master's table. We eat from the crumbs that fall from the master's table. Now it's like, damn. Not only did she agree, but it's like, come on, man. You can't debate that argument. Like, she agreed, and most of you devils will never agree. You know what I'm saying? That you guys are nothing but filthy, disgusting dogs because of how you treat blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because of how you treat Israel, man. You treat Israel like a piece of filth, like garbage. You treat your dogs better than you treat Israel. You treat your dogs better than you treat God's chosen people, man. It's a shame. And guess what? You will pay for that. You will pay for what you have done, man. You will pay for what you have done. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, once again, this is the ISUPK Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, right? Started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Make sure you pay your tithes, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to Commander Yohanan as well. Also, make sure you look up isupk.com. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to send in your tithes, you can send them through isupk.com on PayPal, right? What am I forgetting? Hold on. Give me a second. 1 minute. Where is that? The Down South Cookout. Right? Down South Cookout. Let's get it. Waiting for it to load real quick. Make sure, man. Make sure you put in those tides, man. What else? Also save up for that. Save up your Passover fee, right? That's another thing I was forgetting. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you send in that you saving up that Passover fee. Man, this thing forever. Okay, see if I could. Okay, so the Battle at the Alamo, right? October 28th at 3 at 3 p.m. to 9 p.m., right? In San Antonio, Texas, featuring Commander Johanna speaking at 5 p.m., right? You don't want to miss it, right? That's that San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio, right? Shout out to the brothers in San Antonio. All of Texas, Houston, Dallas, you know what I'm saying? Cunha. All right. That's about it. Forgetting something else. Con, that's about it. All right. And with that, shalom.